All right, shalom. So the Constitution is there to help try to formalize things, and I agree. It's natural law, right? A lot of people are trying to govern everybody else and what have you, and that's the principle behind the Constitution. Is it's a framework to say that nobody has any authority over anybody. Everybody has their freedom, right? But unfortunately, you have a lot of people like, let's go to a work environment. You got managers, you have vice presidents, and what have you, and all these various titles and perceived authority that actually do the exact opposite of what the Constitution stipulates, right? They try to act like they have the authority over your lifestyle and what have you. Look at corporate policies when it came to like social media and everything else, right? They're trying to, well, if you work for the company, if you put it in your profile that you work for the company, then you have to put out this disclaimer and everything else that you don't, you're not like enforcing company policies and everything. It's all stupid, right? It's a matter of the companies and what have you trying to control the people. Same concept, right? Corporate mentality, policy mentality, right? We're all equal when it comes to Yahweh and his 10 Commandments, which is the principles behind the Bill of Rights being modeled after the 10 Commandments. However, you have people that are acting like they're more intelligent, knowledgeable, and everything else, and trying to condescend everybody into compliance, and that is no different in a courtroom than anywhere else. What authority do they have, right? That's where people are misinterpreting the Constitution. What have you is thinking, well, we can delegate our authority, like Congress can delegate our authority to third-party agencies, well, regulatory agencies, in other words, create a new executive branch that can create policies, corporate policy, right? No different than social media policy and what have you, and force everybody to be in compliance with, right? That's corporate America, right? That doesn't work that way, right? Then when it comes to the 14th Amendment, you can go to Article 1, Section 11, rather, of the New York State Constitution. It stipulates the exact same principle, equal protection under the law, as the 14th Amendment. And it refers to all those regulatory agencies, all the various government agencies and what have you. They have every obligation to ensure it's equal protection under the law, not general application of any law, right? So then you have the knucklebrains on here that are trying to argue against it. Well, your freedom of religion. It's like, yeah, it's reality. It's not religion, right? You look at the Gregorian calendar, Catholics aren't Christians because it's riddled with violations of the 10 Commandments. It's a derivative of the Julian calendar, which also riddled with commandment violations, which pre-existed before Yeshua, right? It's sun god worship, their solar calendars, right? And it's biblically derived. It's derivative of the biblical calendar, but not the actual biblical calendar. And sun god worship stems all the way back to Babylon. So even the Ashkenazi Jews aren't actually Jews, because you look at one of the names of their months, it's named after Tammuz from Babylon, and you look at the foundation of the country with George Washington being Freemason way, having them being prominently satanic, and you correlate that to what the Ashkenazi Jews, they're not following the Torah, they're acting like they're following the Torah. No different than how judges and what have you, these administrative courts, what have you, are acting as if they have the authority. They're acting like they have supreme sovereignty of the people, when we can just, in reality, ignore them, right? If you ignore them, they'll go away. That's one thing. You can avoid their orders, right? Court orders that violate your rights are automatically null and void of law. Any authority that's exercised over the people without our consent is automatically null and void. They can't do that. Now, if they are doing it, which they probably do, and that's where you have to stand up. You look at them and say, you don't have the authority, right? I tell them all the time that you don't have the authority. What are you, sovereign citizen? I'm the church. Church is people, not a place. First Amendment encompasses all three branches of government. It's a hate crime, right? So I apologize, I have it in the wrong direction here. But nevertheless, you get the principle. I have something to do right now, so I'll end the video here, but hopefully that helps out. Shalom.